All right, rundown. August 15th, 2022. Rundown myself, Jeff D Lowe, Tommy, Big Cat. Sponsored by MyrtleBeachGolf.com. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, golf capital of the world. More than 70 courses, white beaches, endless off-the-course entertainment options. Myrtle Beach features the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail, when you can choose from 20 different award-winning courses. Some of the courses on the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail include the Gary Player-designed Friend of Foreplay, Blackmore Golf Club, and River's Edge. Golf Digest Top 100 courses, they're in there. You can book your golf package in the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail at myrtlebeachgolf.com. Package options include free replays, lodging, and free breakfast starting at just $290 per golfer for 3 rounds and 3 nights. Lodging options include oceanfront villas, golf villas, and condos. Visit myrtlebeachgolf.com to shop golf packages for the popular fall golf season in Myrtle Beach. Whole time?
Just stop. Just
All right,
give up.
no more clapping for me. Let's get into it.
Lot to get to. We have a lot of topics
A
here.
lot of topics.
I'm not doing the rundown ever again if you do this.
All right, come on.
Come on. I clap.
Let's go. Let's get into it.
NFL preseason.
Your quarterback's a scumbag, Jeff.
Jags fans chanted, "You sick fuck" at the shot. I feel like they chanted many things. I've seen different things they've chanted at him in his first NFL action in 2 years. However long it is, Browns' first game of the preseason in Jacksonville.
Is that Todd Gurley in there?
Thoughts?
No, that's not Todd Gurley.
Looks a lot.
That's Dearness Johnson.
Yeah.
Why would it?
Well,
Just look. Well,
Because it-
dreadlocks number 30.
Okay.
was he black?
Yeah.
That's part of the resemblance. Sure.
All right, so Jeff, let's be honest here. What's your play? Like,
He just
scumbag. So, but what's your play when he comes back? Let's say it's week 8, right, or week 9. Let's say they bump it to 8. The Browns are 4-4. Deshaun comes back. He's awesome. They finish the season, 7-2. So, whatever, 11 wins, playoffs. How quickly are you buying a Deshaun Watson jersey? And in what color?
He's no Deshaun jersey. There'll be no celebratory gifts of
If
him.
he wins
What
a
if he wins a
Super Bowl
Super
for
Bowl?
Cleveland,
I
you
mean-
won't buy a jersey?
No.
I don't know if I believe.
I don't.
I wouldn't buy a jersey.
Would you wear a
If-
Browns Super Bowl champion?
If he's holding up the Super Bowl trophy and I was like, I want a picture of the Browns with the trophy hung in my office, probably would.
Probably him. Okay, I'm. By the way, like I think as sports fans, you can be like, yeah, our front office, like they probably shouldn't have signed him, but now that he signed, like what
I
are you
also
supposed to do?
also being a fan of a team. He's a scumbag, and he also apologized this past weekend too for the
After,
first
like,
time.
After being asked to apologize constantly for the last
So, like,
7 months.
Steelers, we all know stuff with Big Ben. I just watched the Bengals.
Jerry, is he over there? Shit.
Bengals. I didn't think he would. Him and Jerry and I have had this talk. Bengals, Joe Mixon, they just made the Super Bowl. Ravens. I mean, they have a
it is
statue
different
for
when
Ray
it's
Lewis.
the quarterback, but
No,
I
the
agree.
AFC North
Yeah.
is just a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah, it's a scummy division.
Yeah. No, but that's actually my favorite part about it is watching opposing fans have to like Steelers fans being like, "How could you, Browns fans?" and like vice
Yeah.
versa. So, you're put in a spot.
Yeah,
Every
it wasn't.
team in
Yeah,
every
it's
sport
awkward.
Has a player or multiple players.
Again,
that have
that's-
done,
yeah.
done some bad shit. I think it is tough when it's like your brand new franchise quarterback.
And
but
they traded for him knowing like the
Right.
best case scenario was like they were being as cynical as possible, being like, we can get him for cheap, knowing that he's probably going to be suspended for being a habitual like massage,
Harasser.
Harasser
jerk off
thing,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable to tweet about and to talk about.
is he getting suspended for the full year? I saw you tweeting about that.
I don't know.
the other
It's
day.
I would say 10 now, but I don't know. Him apologizing makes me feel like he thinks he's going to be full season and he's
Yeah,
doing
he's
one
trying
last
to do it
thing.
at the last second. Yeah, yeah. That
So I don't know.
Could be true.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna hold it against you
right.
that bad.
I already know we'll be there on a Sunday. He'll throw a touchdown, and you're gonna be like, "You're gonna tweet about it." He doesn't get a GIF. He doesn't
Think
get
of
a
the women,
custom-made
yeah.
GIF for Twitter.
No, I mean,
That's
look,
my rule.
No.
look, fucking Tommy roots for Aroldis Chapman.
I mean, not
True.
right. He's pitching
I mean-
better of late, but I mean,
That was the joke, Jeff. That was the joke.
I just realized
Jeff,
that.
that was the joke.
Good joke. I just got so mad about the World Series, and like in 5 seconds, my
That was
anger of the
joke.
World
Yes,
Series.
Yes, yes.
I've still never seen the final out.
It's pretty fun.
That's what I hear.
Ryan almost slipped.
That's what I hear, and I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if you just say
No,
that.
he did
so I
almost
watch it.
slip.
Okay.
He did almost slip.
Other stuff, though, Zach Wilson, he got hurt. Immediately, social media doctors were like, done.
ACL.
Season over. Trade for Garoppolo.
It
But
was
now he
bad.
might. Yeah, it did. I mean,
I was watching it, and it was a non-contact, like, whenever a guy grabs, like, the top of their shin, you're like, oh, fuck.
so his season not over. They say like 4 to 6 weeks.
2 to 4
4
weeks.
2 to 4 weeks. He's getting
Which
surgery
is
in
an
LA.
all-time turnaround.
Yeah,
Was
whenever
it
you
surgery?
Yeah.
What was the official prognosis?
Something, a slight meniscus, something, and a bone
That
bruise,
doesn't
I
sound
believe.
good. There's an old saying when it comes to sports. There's no minor surgery. When you're getting surgery,
Maybe
you're getting
tonsils.
surgery. There's
Tonsils,
no minor surgery. There's nothing like, oh yeah, they're just gonna go clean this up real quick. Like, that still is gonna affect.
Oh, the Jets down 14 when it happened. They came back and won the game.
Wow, Joe Flacco. Elite.
Joe Flacco's
Shout out to
probably
them.
up there in terms of backup quarterbacks.
Yeah. Although there's some good ones right now. Like we were discussing on PMT, who's like the best 3 deep, because the Steelers trotted out Mitch, Mason Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett. Like Kenny Pickett, their first round draft pick, is their 3rd string right now.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, Giants, Tyrod Taylor is one of the best backups in the league.
Yeah. Well, can you be like a best backup in the league when your starter
Yeah,
sucks?
I knew that was
No, I'm asking the question. Like that's a fair question, right?
Yeah, but I
Like,
mean,
if your
he's still
starter
he's still the
sucks.
backup.
Like I guess.
That's what they did with Case Keenum and Baker last year. Like,
Right.
He's one of them. Like, is he though?
Right.
He's that good.
Right.
Right.
Speaking of backups, Jimmy Garoppolo, who's still on the Niners, but like kind of isn't, because like no one even views him as a Niner anymore.
So he's not showing up at all?
He apparently ghosted after he signed his contract. He just stopped caring about anything.
Oh, this was
pretty funny.
he just
this came out
Yeah.
about a few years ago that he was just like, I mean, that's the most relatable thing of all time.
yeah.
Signing a big contract and being like, I'm good.
And then apparently when Lance got drafted, then things changed a little bit.
Because he's like, oh shit. Yeah.
They said he literally left his signing press conference, and they didn't hear from him for months.
I
I wouldn't
respect
either.
that
If
move.
I was a hot millionaire quarterback in San Francisco.
This is always one of those, like, you got to be like a real football. I love a guy who you know is not going to start the season on that team, and now you're just looking for the injury.
Yeah.
Where the fuck? Because, like, is it the Browns?
Well, the Jets were going to be the perfect spot because Mike
Yeah.
LaFleur's their offensive coordinator. He was offensive coordinator for
So the
Niners.
Giants' name floated out there?
That would just be dumb, I think.
Where are you with
The Giants aren't good enough where like Jimmy Garoppolo makes he needs to go to a team that's very good and doesn't have a quarterback.
Okay, but let me ask you a question because
Steelers.
I'm just wondering. And we have the Bears that had a terrible. Soldier Field the turf is always terrible. This is why everyone wants to move to Arlington Heights, which they should do. But like going into this Bears season, I am as low as I've been in a very long time. Like in the fact that I think they are a lot closer to being the worst team in the NFL than being a playoff team. Where are you with the Giants? Are you going to delude yourself? Because I've also had Bears seasons where I'm like, if everything goes right, like the defense, I don't know. But this one, I'm like, just hope that Justin Fields isn't a failure, and I'll be happy. Where are you with the Giants?
I mean, every year I go through the schedule and I'll talk myself into 9-8, and I'll be like, the NFC East is pretty weak. But to me, it's a pivotal year. Like to me, it's a
better division than last year.
They
right,
either
though?
need to make the playoffs or bottom out and get Bryce Young or who's one of the other top quarterbacks.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah. Like worst case scenario is
Remember when you were
Daniel
on the
Jones.
college football show?
Yeah. Who doesn't remember CJ Stroud? I did that just because I did a Coach O impression in our rehearsal.
I was
show.
sick one day.
Yeah.
Remember, I had the flu and I didn't come in, and Dave was like, Tommy sat in for you. I think he should be on the show. I was like, okay,
And
cool.
was
I
like-
love Tommy.
I was like, just so you guys know, I don't watch college football.
I went to Fordham.
I was like, DeAndre Francois, and like Ed Ogeron, and he was like, this is going to play all year.
And then
I
your
was like,
stalker showed up at Michigan.
Oh, yes. I should find that video. Or
There's a stalk.
Blattman made that video.
Tommy
of,
has
like,
a stalker. He was literally front row with a Fordham sweatshirt on at a
Didn't go to
Michigan,
Fordham.
Wisconsin game.
Didn't go to Fordham?
No, from Central Michigan or something like that.
Yeah.
Just a huge fan of mine.
Tommy was like, oh, that's my stalker. What?
It is way worse rooting for a team that isn't the worst, but like just there.
Right.
It's just the Brown from 1999 until they drafted Myles Garrett. The Browns never had the #1 pick.
Yeah.
So there was never anything like bad to celebrate. You were just useless. You're
The
relevant.
Giants are going to end up
useless.
going like 7-10 and picking like 13th.
Yeah.
And that's going to be worst case scenario. But I trust
Giants-
Brian Dable.
Yeah, the Giants and Bears are similar in that the Giants actually win Super Bowls, but like they're just bad for long stretches, and
Yep.
then like 1 or 2 years they'll pop up and be like, "Whoa, look at this!"
Yeah, no,
This is
they've been
cool.
bad. Really, my whole life, like they've been bad every year except 3 seasons.
Right.
The 2 they won the Super
That's-
Bowl,
that's just-
and the year Plaxico
But
shot
you
himself.
would take that, right?
Oh, of course, because
Yeah.
they like the Bears, like I said, like they go, NFC Championship game, whatever, like 12 years ago, Super Bowl like 15 years ago, but like everything else in between is just shit.
Though you I guess console is the word here, but you kind of told off on the Yankees yesterday. You said it's kind of over.
Oh yeah, you're
I
done.
go back and forth.
the feeble empire.
You moved on to.
You play both sides of the fence, you can never be wrong. That's how
Yeah.
I mean, they're bad right now. They're really bad right now. Like this is the team that I expected them to be at the. You could scroll down.
They're gonna get absolutely smoked by the Astros.
I mean, not necessarily. Oh yeah, the Astros. But honestly,
Well, who did you think I was
I
gonna
thought you were gonna
say?
say in the first round because they were
Because
going to play like
you'll
the
get the
Guardians.
bye.
No, or the Mariners.
Or
You'd
the
lose to the
Twins.
Mariners.
I don't know, maybe.
No, you'd lose to the Mariners.
But the Mariners are going to be the 4 or 5. They're going to play the winner of the Guardians. They're going to play the winner of the AL Central versus last wild card team,
Got it.
Which is
The
not the worst.
Orioles.
which is like, if I could play the Orioles in the first round, that'd be unbelievable.
Got my future still.
Couple wins for you. Orioles, you had a big win for the Orioles. Stop the perfect game.
Oh yeah, that was even for me. Like I know I have jinx ability, but I tweeted out like congratulations to the Rays on their perfect game. They ended the Orioles season. It was maybe 45 seconds later the perfect game got broken up.
What's the number on perfect games ending on the first batter of the 9th inning? I feel
don't
like
know.
it's every
Gotta
time.
be high.
It's crazy though to think about perfect games. There were 5 in 2010 and 2012 combined, and there hasn't been one since.
Perfect games still get my juices flowing.
Oh,
No
absolutely.
hitters, whatever. Frank?
10-year anniversary, yeah.
Phil Umber?
Phil Umber?
Felix Hernandez's perfect
Yeah.
Oh, is that the last one?
day
Yeah,
is the actual anniversary.
yeah. And there
Also,
was a bunch, yeah.
Bearfield is shit, but you already mentioned the Bearfield.
Yeah,
is
that
shit.
sucks. Everyone's like, what's wrong with the field? It's like, this is why they have to move. Like, the field is always shit. There was concerts, and it's just, it gets worse as the season goes along. The Chicago Park District is the one that runs it. It's just not, it's a fucking joke of a stadium at this point. It's a beautiful view. It's cool when you get the aerial view, but everything else is like,
I forgot that's where Schefter.
it's
that's
the
where
least
Schefter hurt
amount. It's the
himself doing
least amount
gritty.
of fans held in an NFL stadium.
How old is Soldier Field?
It's like over 100 years old. I
Oh.
think it's like
Do you think they'll get a new one?
no, maybe it's like 1920s. I want to say they. Yeah, no, I think they're going to Arlington Heights for sure. They're gonna build.
98
Would you
What?
want
98 years old.
98, so it's close.
would you want a
100, yeah.
dome as a cold weather football fan? Because the Browns may move into a dome.
I don't, because I like watching football in the elements, but I also understand that if you're going to build a new stadium, you kind of need it so you can get the Big Ten championship game and get Final
Yeah.
Four, Super Bowl, all that shit. So I get it. I think it's like one of those things that if I had my preference, it would be, as stupid as it sounds, it'd be a retractable roof and you keep it open for Bears games,
Yeah.
but that's stupid.
Yeah, I'm kind of all in on the dome thing too. Other big win for you though, and friend of multiple programs, Sir Will Zalatoris.
Yes.
Big win.
One of the craziest playoffs of ever.
One of the wildest. Also, what would have likely have been one of the worst golf decisions you could possibly make. Him and Sepp Straka in the playoff.
What do you mean?
If you would have hit that.
Oh yeah, I
he would not have taken
I
a
think he
drop.
would have hit it if Sepp Straka had not gone into the bunker.
Correct. So they both went in the. They both didn't go in the. Well, they both went in the hazard technically.
No, he went in the
However-
water.
No, I'm saying his
Sepp.
didn't go in. He was still over the hazard line,
Yes.
so he was on the line. Zalatoris' ball bounced along what was like this wide
A rock barrier.
of rock barrier, and it kind of nestled in between the grass and the rocks. Straka's went into the water, and Zalatoris thought about hitting it for enough time where people were starting to be like, "Oh fuck, please don't do it.
Yeah.
Please
And
don't do it."
it was a 3-hole, it was a sudden death playoff. It went 3 holes. There were 3 penalty strokes.
It's just, I mean, the video, if you have not seen it, it is insane. It is also why golf is just the fucking worst.
Yeah.
If you play golf, because the breaks, it's every little inch and centimeter. But he ended up taking the drop, got up and down.
I'm now even on Will
Crazy.
Zalatoris bets.
That's it. That evened it out.
Yeah, I'd even it out. I mean, I bet him every tournament, and he's finished second like 5 times.
Why did you start doing that?
I just like him. And he's fucking
He is
awesome.
likable.
Yeah, that's
He's
fair.
very, very good. And he was like, now obviously he's established. They were saying on the broadcast that he made $6.7 million this year and he hadn't won a tournament. That was the most ever.
He's a leader in the FedEx Cup.
Yeah,
Series,
right.
yeah.
So I started betting on him because he was a good price. You know, he was like 25, 30, 35 to 1. Now he's like 15, 16 to 1 because everyone knows he's really fucking good. So, but I was pot committed. I was like, I'm going to bet him until he wins one of these, and then he won one.
Great putt to win it. Congrats on that as well.
I was very happy for him.
Soccer stuff was wild. Premier League in its second weekend. Chelsea, Tottenham. This was what? I'm losing track of my day. This was Sunday morning or Saturday?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. 2-2 draw. Tottenham tied it in the 96th minute. Harry Kane header. And then, oh man, Thomas Tuchel and Antonio Conte, the two managers, Chelsea and Tottenham, had an all-time handshake. After they got in each other's faces, Conte got in his face after Harry Kane tied it.
Yeah.
So you knew it was a little heated to begin with, and then it had a very Harbaugh and what's his
Schwartz.
name? Jim Schwartz handshake. Yeah, they yelled at each other on the sidelines, knew it was heated. The handshake was wild.
I also love
Who alpha who on the handshake?
What?
Who alpha who on the handshake?
Blue Hat won the handshake. If I don't know the name.
It's tough to tell who kind of took the win on the
Yeah.
handshake. 'Cause
No, I think the smaller guy did.
I think
Yeah,
Conte won
true.
the handshake.
Yeah.
I think the guy, he initiated it, and the fact that the shorter guy didn't give in kind of gives him the W.
I will say,
Right? He was
not
the
as,
agitator, Blue Hat.
yes, because he didn't pull back.
Right.
Even though Conte wasn't looking at him, this was a look away handshake.
I think both of them, neither of them were letting go.
I don't think this is disrespectful of Harbaugh's handshake. Harbaugh's handshake is still the most disrespectful handshake
I
of all
loved
time
it.
because it was like that high five slap.
Sneaky Harbaugh, the Harbaugh Pete Carroll, if you can find that clip, when Stanford was like
Right.
42-point underdogs,
Right.
and they beat USC, and that was
that crazy
that was
07
an awesome
season.
one.
Yeah.
Harbaugh was just like so. I don't know.
I mean, that'd be on a Twitter video. No, you meant that might be like a YouTube video.
Yeah,
'cause
you
it
might have to
predates
find YouTube.
Twitter.
It was Stanford, USC. I do love that Dave's getting into soccer because I was talking to Feidelberg. It was like Feidelberg and I feel like we're doing like a time travel to 2014 when we got into soccer because he's doing like he picked a team and it's great. Like I'm sure it's making people so mad, but it's very
Also,
funny
nice
to
little
watch.
start for Tottenham. They won their first match, road points at Chelsea, and but Tottenham typically is not on the right side of these
This is
things.
it.
Yeah, I always forget how far
42-point
back.
underdogs, and they won the game by that much. And Harbaugh's just, I fucking love Harbaugh so much. Yeah, he's like,
What's your deal? I forgot that
great.
spilled over into the NFL with them. Yeah,
Yeah.
so disrespectful handshake, you mentioned Dave. Dave celebrated it very heavily on Twitter. I don't know if he's acknowledged Troops. You see Troops tweet this morning?
No.
Troops not happy, said, he said stick to sun booths and hockey.
The Troops
Which is-
is a little, he's territorial.
I think it's a miss. I love Troop. That's a miss.
Troops
Stick to
gets a
hockey
little-
to Dave. I don't think that's it.
Troops has a little bit of diva in him where he's like,
We also-
"My sport."
Kid just get hit in the face.
Yeah.
We also dropped some. We now sell a lot of Tottenham shirts.
Yeah. And it's great too because we just sell them like Saturdays are
Yeah, wait,
for the
what's-
boys, which is not like that's the actual shirt is red. Saturdays are for come on you Spurs. But
Go to
we're
Troops Twitter.
selling Saturdays are for the coys.
Troops is not. Troops is almost. And of all the people here, like a lot of people take their teams very seriously, but I would say Troops is.
Yeah.
He might be number
Is
one.
number
Yeah.
one. I don't think that's actually much of a debate. Where it's not funny at a certain point. It's
Right.
no longer a joke.
Yes.
And you can tell he's just very angry about this. Where's the tweet about Dave?
Prick
This prick has no clue what he's doing or talking about. Stick to sunbeds and hockey, lad. He's quoting Dave when Tottenham tied it.
Yeah, that's the best is that Dave keeps tweeting COYS, and that's like. That's not.
Come on, you
Yeah, and he says it too. I think he says coys. What did he say?
This team will not die. The Saints go marching. The Coys go marching. People say this team can't win and Arsenal can't play in Arsenal, can't play in Chelsea. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Let's go Coys.
Yeah, the coys go marching in.
So we say it's as if it's a
such a
Tottenham
great
toys. Yeah.
troll, because obviously Dave knows what he's doing, but it's fucking hilarious.
But even like I was in Pick Central the day he said he was going to be a Tottenham fan, and I even asked Za through the glass, and Za like didn't really find it very funny.
No.
He was like,
No,
So
because
are
they're-
Arsenal and Tottenham
Yes,
the main? They're
bitter
the biggest
rivals.
rivals.
Bitter,
rivals.
yeah.
That's the
Ugly.
derby.
That feels
Very
like Za
ugly.
would make like. I feel like if you gave him Team Portnoy versus Arsenal,
Oh yeah, he'd be like, fuck
he'd
that.
have a tough
Yes.
decision.
Yeah. So that was crazy. But when is Premier League soccer not crazy? How about Fernando Tatis? A little baseball.
What
What an idiot.
An absolute fucking moron. 80-game suspension.
See his teammates, GM, just teeing off on him.
What's the thing? He came out with this statement. He got spent 80 games for PEDs. He was just about to come back with this new death lineup with Soto and everything. He blamed it on some medication that he took for ringworm, and he didn't know. This might be the least believed lie I've ever seen in my life.
I think
Nobody bought this.
If he came out and was like, look, I'm trying to rehab from an injury, and I was thinking this would speed the process along, he would have a lot more people on his side. The classic, oh, I didn't know what I was taking excuse is just so played out at this point.
Yeah, I kind of like the ringworm though. That's new.
It's different.
Like he definitely put
Yeah.
a spin on it.
Has that ever worked where somebody said they don't know what they're taking?
No,
and then
no,
no.
It's like, oh, okay.
No. Yeah. No.
I mean, we've seen so many. I mean, what the Braun thing with the delivery. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just everything. And then his GM, Mike Clevenger, they all trashed him. It's basically tough to be told to grow up after
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
statement. That's
Yeah.
just very masculine, not great. This next one is kind of cruel.
Yeah,
I saw
no, I
this.
don't want to do this topic.
I have to bring it up.
He's just teasing.
For some
me. I'm
reason,
being
yeah, it is.
teased.
So, Giannis was asked about playing for the Bulls, and he said, "I'm committed to the Bucks down the line. You never know. Maybe I play for Chicago." He's being a dick.
He's teasing me. He's teasing.
that is.
He is straight up teasing me.
There is just no, and there is nothing worse being a sports fan than
Getting teased.
the star saying that.
It's like Knicks fans and LeBron.
No.
Yeah,
There's
but
this-
LeBron never.
No. I'll defend this. LeBron never indicated he'd go to New York.
No, but the
That was
Bulls
horseshit.
actually have like a long history. Like Tracy McGrady, Kobe was traded to the Bulls for a summer basically. He was like looking at schools and shit. LeBron, we can play revisionist history, but LeBron, D Wade, that was like, the Bulls were in the running.
They people always say that
Yeah.
it was closer to happening in Chicago than it ever was from going back to
Yes,
Cleveland.
yes. And then Melo, like the Bulls are always the bridesmaid when it comes to this shit. So it's
So like I will always, and actually I don't hate the Knicks, and like I think when the Knicks are good it's cool, but I will always chuckle that they started this whole thing with the LeBron full court press for 2 years, and they've never gotten one stat. They got Amari. I won't count Melo because they traded for him. They never got anybody.
Nope.
And they
Nope.
never did.
They just a Knicks fan just like convinced it's like, all right, well, LeBron will want to play here, right? It's the Mecca. Like, but LeBron never gave any indication that he would actually.
Well, and there's also always this like storyline, like who's going to be the guy who brings back basketball to New York? It would be so cool. It's like, yeah, but James Dolan's your boss, so that sucks.
Yeah, it's just.
I do think there is something to that, though. It just takes one guy to be like, I'm going to be the person that brings winning basketball back.
I think it's got to be like James Dolan's son.
Yeah, that would be.
There's no other way.
That's why he's just this dick. He's like, my kid is gonna be. The
Yeah.
How old is James Dolan? Not to get morbid.
Dude, he kicked PMT out of a fucking. We were supposed to do a live show for New York Comedy Fest, and we got it pulled.
At MSG?
It was at no, he owns the Beacon, I think.
Makes sense.
So
And that's
he
just
pulled
because of
that.
the Oakley shirt?
I don't
67,
know.
Fuck.
No, he's got a long.
He's got a
dude,
lot. And
he
he's
is.
going to live
Guys
to like
live
100.
forever.
Yeah, that teammates will be 20.
He's got
yeah.
like a forever, an ice
He's-
chamber he's going to freeze himself in
Forever.
or something.
That's actually the first time I ever met PFT was in the Garden, the Big East tournament before I worked here, and a security guy walked by and he kind of did a quick turn. He's like, "I'm banned from here. Not allowed to be here. I have to be careful. Sorry." Non-sports. Before we do our after show, Starbucks lady. This actually happened in June, but it's going viral again, or mega viral now. I'm just giving
damn.
context.
I appreciate it.
Not your
Appreciate
fault.
it. I want to get better.
Pat blogged
I'll
it.
promise I'll get better.
Pat blogged it. Pat's
Have
been
you
a little.
had that yet, John Rich? I mean, that's just trial by fire.
That's not on him.
That's
though.
just old school blogging when everyone's like,
Yeah, but it's Pat's
old,
blog, it's not
seen
his
it.
blog.
Dude, we used to get old comments when it was like 24 hours old. They'd be like, seen it.
This isn't you.
lame, Barstool sucks.
Okay.
This is Pat.
Okay.
Pat's been a little late on news with the company lately, so
Dude,
Kind of
reblogs
the
when we
number
used
one
to
Kind of
blog
on
on
the
the site.
kids
We
we
the
used
other
to get
day.
roasted for reblogs.
Great
all the
video
time.
though.
Yeah.
She is this woman is in a California Starbucks screaming.
Training program that the city pays. It is not illegal to yell here. Excuse me, ma'am. You are helped when you are visiting the the city. Would you please ask your family to correct it? You have been fired and sued several times. I will now leave your bullshit store. You have been asked very loudly about your family's contracts. You do not live off this salary. Goodbye, with the understanding I asked quietly and it is not illegal to be loud.
Get the fuck out, lady. Fuck out.
Look at the grown ass California asshole that can't afford to rent wherever you live.
Goodbye.
What is she screaming about? I couldn't understand anything.
I don't really know.
She's saying something like, "There's no way you live off this salary." I don't know how much we can trust the Barstool comment section, but the top
I did see
comment
that.
says that she's saying that Starbucks must be involved in some sort of child or sex trafficking. That's the only way that. The only
She's
way
talking
that
about
if you're
family contracts in her rand.
right, I guess
Oh.
they're saying the only way if you're a barista at Starbucks to afford to live in California,
be a
is you have to be doing
pedophile.
some
Yeah.
shady shit. Which
Wait, are you defending? Was that a light
coffee.
defense?
That's what I said. I
mean,
commented.
she has a point.
But like, just give her a coffee. It's so clear that the woman needs a coffee.
Why did I was about to ask who left that comment. Is what it was fucking
Oh,
it was
I
you.
saw it. I was like, this. If there's ever like a "don't talk to me till I've had my coffee," it's this lady.
You only got, by the way, that's a better comment than the comment that got 22,000
I think
likes
I was
underneath.
late. I was late. You know, you have to be
Well,
like.
let's.
If
Are
you're
there
within
any?
the first like 5 minutes to be the top comment.
Are there any nice sports posts? Nice sports comments underneath the post when people are always like, nice
Oh, yeah,
sports
oh, yeah.
post.
Let's keep scrolling down. Let's see. When is the first one that says this is not sports?
Yeah, let's see how long it
Keep
goes.
going.
No, keep going. Everyone clear. See, people actually they like
No,
this enough
people-
to not even
yeah,
complain
people-
about
people
the lack
hated
of
her.
Sports content.
People hated her. I mean, she sucks.
I don't
she's-
know what can make you so irate at a Starbucks.
You just shouldn't yell this much at anyone ever in the
No.
service industry.
No, ever. Like they would. The only way that is appropriate is if Starbucks personally like abducted her child,
True.
put him in a sex ring.
Yeah, that's awful.
And
I
I'd
never.
still be like, maybe I don't know, maybe get a lawyer.
well, you worked 7-Eleven.
Yeah, 7-Eleven. I never got.
You did?
Yeah, for a summer back in college.
You never tell us that.
Yeah, I talk every year. I celebrate my 7-Eleven anniversary. Are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
Okay.
File that one all. That he got me with a roll. This you with that.
I never got bitched at.
How?
We need to come up with a
How'd you
gotcha.
fall for that?
You're a good actor. The closest thing I got was there were some things because I knew I was only there for a few weeks. There were a few things I just refused to learn. I was like, I'm just not going to learn how to do this thing.
Right.
And there was one where something I had to like convert a card or something. She was on phone with our bank and she was like, "This guy has no idea what he's doing."
Oh.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't. I hope to never work here again.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry. Jeff was talking about the Steelers. He was saying, oh, people coming at Deshaun. What about the Steelers? Saying Big Ben. Yeah. Take it up with Jeff.
What about that?
So I said Steelers fans had never had an issue cheering for Big Ben. He was accused of stuff.
Yeah, 2 women, not 24.
I like this. I know. He's got the stats.
Full on rape.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah, well, it's like 70, I think. He paid off a lot of women.
Yeah, but only 24.
Full on rape though.
No, Ben was.
Let's debate.
Ben was molested.
But you never taken it. Well, I've said this to you before. You've not taken issue with what
This is nice.
I've said like, all right, my whole division, they've rooted for scumbags.
Yeah, the whole division, kind of.
Okay.
But Big Ben is no longer in the equation now.
That is true. Yeah, you
We're the
actually.
present.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
He doesn't. He has no
But
stature.
you were
or anything,
crying
right?
at his retirement
I
ceremony.
wasn't crying.
Yeah, you were crying a little bit. Yeah, you were.
A little bit.
You should flip now. You should be like, we got that guy out of town.
I was thinking about doing tweets like that, but I think it'd just be a bad look.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
He's a great guy.
Mitch is a good guy. Yeah, Kenny's a good guy too.
Not
Mason?
Mason Rudolph.
No. No.
Okay.
Bad.
After show, Grit Week wrapped.
It's a great week.
Rich Bisaccia interview.
Yeah, a little Grit Week bonus. We got some more content.
Aaron
coming
Rodgers
out.
kicked it off.
Yeah, we hiked Mount Everest equivalent, so that's coming out soon.
We also it's rough and rowdy week.
Yep. Very excited.
Doug's, Alex Bennett.
There's like some I'm very excited for this Rough and Rowdy because there's some really great natural feuds that have happened.
Yeah, now
a
we
lot
have
of Team Cupcake around.
Kirk Minahan now is against Alex
Yep.
after she did not tell him that Chris Klemmer was on her dozen team, so she vacated. Pat, I mentioned Pat earlier. Pat unknowingly then said that team sounds great. Kirk quit his dozen team and then asked me if he still owns the team, and I said yes. We fired Pat from the team and then rejoined the team.
And here's the thing, like, obviously the fight game, there can always be a work, there can always be, but this is all natural. Kirk is a genius, and he is a natural.
This all happened amidst Patty the Bat. He's just in the dozen now, and then all of a sudden it was chaos. Rico laid down his jersey briefly for the team.
Yep.
But now Kirk, yes, very firmly against Alex's
Team Cupcake.
Also, you see Riggs' Team Cupcake, too.
Yeah, I did
Riggs?
see that.
Why?
Might have thought Kirk was talking just about cupcakes.
Classic Riggsy.
But he did fall into he fell into that one.
It'd be funny if Riggs just hated Alex Bennett. Just had no good reason.
just despised her.
Yeah, just really. I was like, I've never met her.
But probably not.
Probably.
Maybe he was a big Supersonics fan.
And then last thing, everyone's stealing. Buy RNR.com. Get that now. I'm very excited for that. It's gonna be great. Everyone is stealing Frank's stuff.
It's crazy.
That's bullshit.
First of all, Feeble on the front page. What was it today? Post?
Empire of Feeble.
Oh, yes, he has it. I love that. They said Empire of Feeble. Feeble Empire. Feeble's been his word for the Mets forever. And then Katie Nolan
Did she correct it? Did she ever
called Edwin
apologize?
Diaz Ed Lose Diaz.
What'd she say? What'd she say?
Said, oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit. When I think Ed Lose Diaz, I think Frank Fleming. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That was my line. She said,
You did have an Frank had a hilarious tweet like 2-3 weeks ago about how great Edwin Diaz is and how can anybody not like this? And then Kevin's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Look, you react in the moment. There's nothing wrong with
Now,
that.
Tommy, I brought this up on the Yak. I'm excited for the possibility. Like the Edwin Diaz walkout song is objectively awesome.
It's all right.
But everyone's going crazy about it. He better close every game in the playoffs because that is ripe to be mocked.
Oh yeah, I mean that'd be a real shame.
It
if we got to
is ripe to be mocked. If after everyone's talking about again, it is awesome. Like if you don't like the walkout song, you just don't like sports. But if he fucks up with the trumpets going, yikes.
You won't agree with this, but they're very likable. You won't like it because you're a Yankees
Yeah,
fan.
no, the Mets are likable.
very
They are
likable.
scum.
The Mets
They are
pass a
scum.
likable test. for
Everyone
sure.
that roots for them and themselves.
everyone's called the Mets lucky. So yesterday when Buck Shorter came out in the ninth to make a pitching change, Pete Alonso reached in his pocket, had some scratchers, and gave him to Buck Shorter.
See, that's why I
Alonso
hesitated.
is not
That's why I hesitated because I'm not a huge Alonso guy.
He's a little bit of a hard.
Mets are
But
really
dude,
good.
they got
though,
a-
so.
like
They got star
come on.
pitchers who
Pete
everyone
Alonso
likes.
is not cool.
Jacob DeGrom, actually, they got the fat guy,
That's
Vogelback.
Rob Gronkowski, Goofy.
You just
No,
You
Pete
just
Alonso's
can't-
more of a JJ.
you can
Watt.
recognize a postseason hero ahead of time.
Yep,
Vogelbach
Vogelbach,
has
yeah.
it written all over.
Yeah, you would die for a Vogelback
you would.
right
No,
now.
no, I like my
Are you
players skinny. I
serious?
like my players skinny and in shape.
And shaved.
We shouldn't be.
By the way, I'd like to congratulate Joey Gallo on his recent.
All right, all right.
Yes.
He hit a home run off a position player. We need everybody sucking Joey Gallo's.
No,
dick.
he
That
hit a
guy
3-run
sucks.
homer the other day.
Yeah, one, and then he had one off a position player, and people are acting like he's like all of a
His
sudden.
3-run
big.
homer was a pretty
Playing
big.
solid.
He's a
pretty
piece
big
of
home
shit.
run.
He sucked. He sucked for a year. I don't want to hear any more tears for Joey Gallo.
I did love his story where it's like, I can't go anywhere. It's like, dude, would anyone recognize Joey Gallo? Is he
Nobody
going
would
around in
recognize
his
Joey
fucking
Gallo.
uniform?
I'm sure you agree with this. There are, like, when you lead up to big games here in this office, there are certain things I'm like, I actually want to be here just to be in the office watching the stream. The Mets stream, I can just.
Oh, I mean, I have a ticket, 14-1 Subway Series. It would be
I
incredible.
wouldn't last.
No,
I actually said this on the short board yesterday. I might sign up right now for the Dodgers to win the World Series. Just that's it. Because
why wouldn't you? But if you could sign up for anyone, why would you pick the Dodgers?
No, well, it was just if that's the option, Dodgers guaranteed win World Series.
the
I'm so
Mariners or
not
someone.
confident in the Yankees right now that the Dodgers winning just guarantees the Mets don't even get there. I might have to sign up for
So
that.
I
what
was
you're
thinking
saying
the
is that the
okay.
Mets are the best team in New York.
No.
He didn't drop the mic because he's respectful, but he
Yeah.
wanted to drop the mic.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, we'll see what happens in the playoffs. It's not
That's
like I
it.
have a history
I don't
of
think.
joking.
I don't think it's gonna go well for you.
I can already tell. You're actually.
I'm not kidding. I don't.
Do you know how
think
bad? Can I tell you how bad the Yankees have been? I listened to the short porch on the way in today because I just love listening to misery. Like it was awesome.
I could not. I actually don't think I'd be able to live through a Mets World Series. I actually like.
Really?
I,
What's the worst?
that would be
rival
the.
sport?
That would.
that'd be pretty
Thankfully,
bad.
I've
Yeah,
lived
you
a
are.
pretty easy life. That would be the worst thing that's
Wait,
ever happened to me.
Red Sox is not worse?
No, because growing up, like I grew up on Long Island, so it was
Yeah, you
like
grew up
half
Mets.
Yankee fans,
Yeah, I
half
get
Met
that.
fans. Like my rivals were my friends who were Met fans. I didn't know any Red Sox fans.
I get
like
that.
it didn't affect me as much when they won 04-07. It is different now here at Barstool, like 2018 when they won. But that
Also, you sit across from Fred.
that childhood hatred I have for the Mets can just never go away.
So we need it. We need a Subway Series. It would be an electric.
It's such a
electric
ragtag crew.
Also, Clemmer's a Mets fan. We added
too.
Clemmer.
Yep.
That disgusts me.
Could you imagine sitting in like a blowout Subway Series game in the gambling cave and it's just Frank and Clemmer
Well,
giving old Mets stats back
Clemmer's
and forth?
also a Mets fan until they have a new franchise. Then he's that fan.
What does that mean?
It's
Oh, yeah, that's
actually
right.
like the
Vegas,
weirdest,
right?
but also kind of like I agree with him. He says his dream is for there to be a new franchise baseball team, and he wants to move to that city and just get in on the ground floor.
Yeah, wait, you like
I
like
actually
the
when
Vegas
he said it, I
Athletics?
was like, "That's crazy." And then when he explained it, I was like, "It kind of would be cool to be like,
Like
Be the guy?
a team relocating or an expansion?
no, expansion team,
No, okay,
So, like,
relocation
the
does not
straight
count.
up expansion team."
Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
just expand.
has
okay.
to be a completely new team.
Charlotte has a new baseball team out of
Gotcha.
nowhere, and Clemmer just goes and gets season tickets day one, and he's just like, "Yep,
Yeah,
this
I
is
don't
my
hate
life
that.
now."
I mean, I would never do
Yeah.
that for baseball. I could
Right.
maybe for basketball, a
But
sport I don't care as much about.
It's a weird idea that when you hear it, you're like, "That's crazy," and then you listen to it more, you're like, "That would actually be
I
kind
mean,
of
it does
fun."
kind of show Met fans are willing to bail on their team basically at any second.
Well, no,
Any
we'll win a
opportunity
World
they can.
Series before that, and then we'll celebrate like in
I
basketball.
don't know if you're allowed to say will if you have half your 1 foot out the door already.
The team
Connor.
sucks, Tommy.
That's not true.
I do need Yankees Mets. Last comment, Frank. Make it a good one.
That Montgomery guy, he pretty much.
Oh,
ate
he's
lunch.
pretty good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I mean,
That's
what,
good.
That's it.
Ader? I mean,
Tomorrow.
that was this really smart trade.
I mean, I don't like Brian Cashman, so I can't defend it.
You would suck Brian Cashman's dick if he walked in this office.
No,
right
I would
now.
not.
Yeah,
I
you
would actually have a good.
You'd be like, "Oh, Mr.
no, I'd
Money,
have a
yeah,
list
I
of
love
questions
you."
that I would have to ask.
Yeah,
him,
but
and
first
I
you'd
would
be like,
give it
"Oh,
to him.
Brian, I like you."
I would give it to
I
him.
just said that to him about something the other day. I said if he walked in the office, Frank, you would shake it.
Yeah, you would. You're too nice of a guy.
See me chirp Blake Griffin.
Yeah, he did chirp Blake Griffin. He's like, "Yeah, you've been playing at like a C level."
It was honest though.